However far I go, I always find myself time and time again returning to look out to the sea. There have been a few changes around here, as you may notice, that amount to more than a change in perspective. We went ahead and bought a level boost for the Paladin class. And a story skip. We are not skipping the story, don't worry, that's what we are here for. But having bought it, we've now unlocked flying. Oh, there's a wall. We've now unlocked flying everywhere, which is a vastly faster way to get around the place. Should make our time getting through this plot a lot less miserable. Being able to do that now, we can also get new angles on parts of the world that previously we were stuck seeing from below, and this Oryx Okapi thing that Rook got us really shines when it's ascending through the sky. You're a good friend. Way out, way up. We could almost reach up and brush the vault of heaven with our fingertips. Don't know, I believe I've said this before, exactly what the stars are in this cosmology, but they are something. I believe that dragons came from there. In the process of buying the story skip, we did reset our MSQ process, but we can process progress, but we can go back through it in New Game Plus mode, and I battled my way back to where we were, but right now we are not in NG Plus. And that is because we've also climbed our way up to level 35 as the Arcanist. Getting double experience for that because we have that level 70 Paladin class that we will explore in the fullness of time. We may even swap to it if we get sick of leveling up this Arcanist slowly and just want to crush things as quickly as we can. We don't get much experience for doing the MSQ, so there's a real strong argument for doing things that way. But for now, being as we're level 30, we have access to several more job quests. Let's bounce on over to where they are and learn a little bit more about the fine art of summoning. Well, that's an interesting looking. There we go. Here we are. Of course, you can't mount in cities, which is a disgrace. Just let me fly around. Make me invisible if it's going to be a problem. Just let me zip through, please. Heading back on over. Normally I would pause for this, so I could have just teleported, couldn't I? But it's been quite a few days over here in the Skinlands since I last recorded, and I feel like getting a little bit more familiar again with this world that we're inhabiting. Getting to know. Now, I believe, actually, we've also... Did I end up buying any? Yes, I did. Check it out. These all greens. A leafy vegetable indigenous to the Near East. While too bitter for most people's tastes, chocobos are known to enjoy the flavor, and thus the greens are often used as fodder for the animals. Oh, unable to use companion not acquired yet. Really? I thought it told me that I had companion. Is it companion? Maybe there isn't. Maybe it's a rank 0 companion. Maybe we should go over and do those quests as well, because it's a good idea to get your combat chocobo early, so it can start doing work for you, so you can become fast friends as soon as possible. Hey, das ist unser Mädchen, Tubergeim. Talk to me, Tubergeim. You seem tired, Long Point. You sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor. Orsia Kalia has requested you accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement of your participation. The Vorseer will explain the situation. She will indeed. Take me down to the Vorseer. Could we summon our little rat? Come on, Carbuncle. Boing. Oh, by the way, I've rigged up something new so that I can turn music on and off with a click. Now, unfortunately, I don't believe that I can do this in cutscenes, but I will try to leave it on and only turn it off when it's driving me completely bonkers, because there are times when it does enhance the experience. Hey, Kalia. Was beginning to think I'd miscalculated Long Point. Thank you for coming. We'll soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of Limsa's ports are subject to inspection by Melvin's Gates assessors. It is a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, though, there's a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assignment. For the known smugglers, I guess, huh? But they're submitting to inspection. It is now that we must discuss the requirement of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent on your acceptance of this duty. Do I accept it? Well, of course I do. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry excels in defensive techniques. With such an ally at your command, the potential for injury in even the most brutal of battles can be significantly reduced. Indeed, we could not conduct these dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to Mistress Tubergeim and inform her of your participation. I will join you once I've completed some final adjustments to my tactical formulae. Great, catch you right back upstairs. Hey, Tubergeim. If agreed to accompany the Forcia, then I shall gladly instruct you in the use of the Topaz Carbuncle. Think of this entity as a shield and be sure to interpose it between you and your enemies should the inspection turn sour. I bet it will. Summons a support type pet to fight with you. Shares a recast time with the Summoning one. So this is the tanking pet, I believe. Must beware not to use it in dungeons and obstruct the tank. Swing, action learned, summon 2. Triumphantly holding the book held high even though we surely cannot read. There it is, let's just stick it on our bar up here. Tubergeim. Awaiting the arrival of inspection party members, take our time. It's Final Fantasy XIV, all things must come in time. The mercenaries Geisford and Esthoda are here to assist with the inspection. Both old hands when it comes to escorting Kalia during her more dangerous duties. Well met, Longpoint. My spells are at your disposal, says Geisford. And Esthoda says this won't be the first time we're expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Foreseer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star says Kalia is preparing to dock at Aleport. We'll meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. It is almost certainty that a merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. Calculate a probability at 98%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now once we do manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent will be down as one last weapon raised against us. It is imperative that we don't allow ourselves to become tangled in multiple drawn-out skirmishes, lest we be overwhelmed. I call this Stratagem Hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Longpoint. It is time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of Aleport. Is that down where we just got sent? I think to some degree the story quests, at least early on, do reflect the progress of the plot. Over the Rails, it's called. Take me right over there. Whoop, off to Aleport. We could skip this, but honestly, it's so cool looking that I don't want to. Really quick, that load. I think those loads took tens of seconds on the PS4, which is not great. They just got their PS5 native release, though, which has very fast loads. I'm jealous. Maybe as fast as ours, who knows. Kalia, good to see you again. Let us be about our task, Longpoint. Actually, let me check on my audio levels here. Now, we were just the tiniest bit low. Let us be about our task. Longpoint, pray inform the steersman at the pier that we're ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute Stratagem Hammerfall. Do not forget, your tactics are both your shield and your sword. She said weapon, but I editorialized. Edited, I guess, more than editorialized. I didn't give my feelings on it, except in the most general sense. Coral Castle. Looks like Disney castles kind of real bad. Really want to play safe, Mickey. Or your castle will end up all spiky. Steersman. You were the folks from Melvin's Gate? Ah, hells, I knew there'd be trouble. We sense a hostile presence. The only good Final Fantasy is, of course, Culex in Mario RPG. Shifty-eyed vagrant destroyed. What if I just cast an instant spell and annihilated you? Wasn't quite enough to destroy you, was it? Well, we've now beaten down some poor Ben who just wanted to earn enough to live. This is not the right way to deal with crime. Social programs are the only way forward. Steersman. Well then, I'm certainly glad you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down at the end of this ramp. I'll have no part in whatever comes next, though. Wait, he was like absenting himself from responsibility for what just happened, huh? Well, that little hop into the air that catches the mount is a delight. Waiting. You always gotta wait your turn for the boat around here. Infrastructure is key. Let's go. Couldn't start this one at lower level, huh? Oh, I guess it's not MSQ, so we haven't unlocked easy mode. Deftly handled, Longpoint. Once again, I am reminded of our guildmaster. Thanks to your revision response, we'll be able to commence this inspection earlier than I'd calculated. We shall board the merchant vessel out in the bay. Cool. I love the bay. There's Thodo. If you take the rudder, the morning star awaits. Objective fulfilled. Here we go, maybe. Once again, we have the fully static ship in frozen seas where the camera is doing all the work. If it works, let it work. Whoosh. What if we just woke up back at the beginning of the MSQ? This was all just a loop. The summoner has gotten himself knotted up in time. This Since their welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect with a probability of 85% that our arrival will incite further belligerence. Our objective, though, is not to trade blows, but to gain access to the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem hardhead. The aim of our opponents is to buy time so that suspect goods may be tossed into the ocean. We do not intend to give them that time. We'll bull our way toward the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence makes possible. Shall we begin? Of course. You brought me, didn't you? We're always beginning stuff. We're always starting shit around here. That is just the man that Erwin is. Let's go. All these dramatic, sweeping, panning shots of the boat. Seems unnecessary. Oh, there we go, though. Got some nice animations going on. Some real action shots. Hey, you. You, copping my style there. I am Forseer Kalia. By the authority of Melvin's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment. Well, now, your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door's all rusted up, you see. Bloody thing won't open. You'll have to come back another day after we've fixed the hinges. I will see that cargo now. Any vessel entering a port of Limsa is bound by law to submit to a routine inspection. They got forks. Don't let those cocktail forks near the princess. The law is it, lads. I reckon it's time old guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch 'em over the side. Yep, we're getting all musical. Well, this promises to be a devastating challenge. Got our Topaz Carbon Cloud, is that the right one? Commence Stratagem Hardhead. The music is so much. It's time for Topaz Carbuncle to shine. Yeah, well, in a way. twig nuke of mine isn't all that impressive if they're not all dotted up, unfortunately. Hey, Carbuncle, are you doing your job? Because it kind of seems like you're not tanking all that much. Please tank them, because I'm pretty sure if they die, we are going to be in big trouble. The music. Is everybody pumped up? Everyone feeling energized? I need to be issuing specific commands to Copy today to do its thing. 1 dot. 2 dots. Obliterate him. Overkill, but are there more? Are my friends gonna heal now they're out of combat? Wait, okay. For sure. Zip. I appreciate that what they brought me here was to show me that my Carbuncle basically just does its own thing. And I don't have any power over it. Kalia, hold on. Let's break out that instant boom. Morningstar Founder. He's got a name. Did everybody else have names? Was that like a historic party? Oh no, Falamdare is apparently a role. The Morningstar must be the ship. Falmadare. Falmadare. Is that a nautical position? You know that the content is good when you spend your time ruminating on the details of seamanship in the middle of the pitched battle. That's how you can tell that your audience is invested. The Navigator is all hit points. He's a Grommet. Summon the Grommet. Is this guy dotted out? He is. Let's drop some instants on that bad boy. Drop all of our instants on that bad boy. Handled. Managed. See? An exciting battle against piratical foes. Hello. Face the doors. No, they're rusted. He told us. It was real. Masterful display, Longpoint. Now we can finally gain access to their cargo. Oof. Maybe they really are rusted. That's right, you show that door who's boss. What have we then? Is one of the bitch admiral's lapdogs scampered about me ship? They're all the same guy. Yeah, you're just like your mistress, always sticking your nose where it ain't invited. The uninvited nose. No, it can't be. Recognized me pretty face, did you? But you were caught, exiled, and now he's returned. Orsier, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back. You stay away from me. Orsier, please, calm down. What are your orders? Mum. I've had enough of your whimpering. I've certainly had enough of these bloody books. It's clear you ain't learned anything from them. Nice. Ooh, nice. Tong. You should, not bind your books in metal. It's just a piece of advice from one bookbinder to another. Reckon it's time you got a different kind of lesson. Ooh. Oh, she just passed out. Kalia, Naviga preserve us. She's fainted. We must withdraw. Longpoint quickly back to the boat. We'll carry the force here. I was kind of hoping she would touch the darkness with herself. Aye, that's right. You go slinking back to your mistress, you worthless curse. Yeah. Let's learn the dramatic backstory between these two. Yoop. Here we are. Report to Tubergheim. Let's head on over. Mistress, we've terrible news to report. Our tutor had a panic attack and passed out on a boat, so we ran away. It's not safe out there. It's good to see you well, Longpoint. Guy's friend sent word ahead of your travails. Unfortunate turn of events, but considering the infamous Blackheart you faced, you might have fared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Dulfsmaga? He was exiled from Limsa Lominsa some years ago, but it appears he's chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. And once more he dares lay a hand on Forcia Kalia. The poor lass must have been terrified. If I'd known Dosmaga was aboard the ship, I would never have assigned her to that duty. The assessor may require some time to recover. For Kalia, that man is a nightmare made flesh. For her physical wounds may soon mend. There is little we can do to salve the hurt to her mind. You are concerned? Angry perhaps? Harness that energy and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skates again before long. Doubtless, ma'am. Doubtless. Are any of these things at all useful to us? Just give me the bronze. Bronze me out. Do. Sweet. More. Pincer maneuver. She appears unusually distressed. Greetings, Longpoint. In case such doubts fill your mind, you should know that I am ever willing to lend an ear if you find your thoughts troubled. At the very least, I would have you know this, because it seems that Kalia does not. The Forcia has been missing since this morning. There have been other times when she's disappeared without a word. We've always been able to find her. Alas, that is not the case this day. Were the Guild Master here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nary a moment's concentration. I find myself beginning to wonder if those who devote themselves overmuch to Arcanum are more prone to bouts of wanderlust. That went all over the place. But while I might wish to ponder further such oddities of character, we must organize a search party. Would you be so kind as to make inquiries at Hawker's Alley? It is not uncommon for Kalia's wanderings to take a path through the markets. It's just right outside the door, ma'am. If you were really concerned about your lady, you'd have gone and taken a look yourself. It's dead between this and the other aetheryte. Of course it is. Why wouldn't we maximize walking that subscription time? West Hawker's Alley. This is a nice little thoroughfare. It actually reminds me of a place I once wandered through in Paris. Like a sort of an outdoor market that blended into a outdoor feeling indoor covered space. Like a covered walkway, but a long one. Almost like a little mall. Dodozen. You seek a Makota agent of Melvin's Gate. Why, yes, I have seen her. Spoke with her, in fact. She was, however, apprehended by the Yellow Jackets. The assessor was drilling me for details about a Kikiran smuggling ring based in Aleport. Then the soldiers arrived and took her away. If you wish to know her fate, then I suggest you speak with Jannad of the Coral Tower. Well, where's Jannad? Coral Towers, way up there in the north? I wonder if we've got a aetheryte teleportal that'll take us there. Let's find out. Can we sprint? We can. Swazblet. My favorite blet. Swaz. Hey there. Let's touch that octant. Ethernet. How about Coral Tower? Not at Coral Tower? Really? Really? What have I done to deserve this? What is my great crime that there is no teleportal to the Coral Tower? What's the closest one? Ah, it's the Marauder's Gold. I want to try out the Pugilist a little bit. The Fist Punch Man. Just because the music is already beginning to drive me out of my mind. Can I get my mute on? Yeah, there we go. Let's have a little peace. Why don't we? Jannad. Forcia Kalia. Yes, we brought her in for questioning regarding the reappearance of the pirate Dosmaga. A member of the Arcanist Guild, are you? And I see no reason to conceal the nature of our discourse. Yeah, that's right. People have no privacy with their guildmates. Perhaps you're already aware of this, but the Forcia was once held captive by that rabid sea dog. You pirates sink to such depths of depravity as Dosmaga. It's been 6 years now since he was exiled from Limsa Lominsa for engaging in the worst kind of black market trading. Come on, guards. Now the villain has returned. He is, however, both cunning and cautious, and continues to evade our troops. Thus we hope to borrow the knowledge of Forcia Kalia, whose experience has given her an intimate familiarity with the way the scoundrel operates. At least that was our intent. After weathering a barrage of questions from the assessor, we found ourselves instead providing the details of our search. Should you wish to speak with Forcia Kalia, I imagine she's already returned safely to your guild. What the fuck? So why did you send me over here, you fucking devils? Why? Why? That wasn't necessary. Oh, we walked over to... Right, yeah, that's why. Arcanist skilled, please. Thank you. Going down. This is the most Final Fantasy XIV-esque shit. Just wander over there. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You gotta gather information. Back already, so you were led to believe she had returned here. I'm afraid not. So the Yellow Jackets told you something of a history with Dosmaga then? Perhaps it would be best if you told me the entire tale. Dosmaga's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in an underground slave trade. Pokemon, they're slaves. An assessor that stepped aboard the pirates' merchant ship spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed into the squalid hold. Among those prisoners was a young Mikote, destined for some black market auction en bloc. Though Kalia was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought out of her fear for days the gift of an initiate's grimoire. Yes, the same tome that she's carried her entire career. No wonder her DPS is terrible. Of course, did I not mention that Kalia's grimoire was thrown into the sea? Did you not mention that Kalia's grimoire was thrown into the sea? There are rumors that a Kion merchant of ill repute has retrieved the black market goods of his crew, the Morning Star, heaved into the ocean. Even now he gloats over his salt-encrusted catch in Airport. It is entirely possible that the Forceer's most prized possession is caught up in the Kion salvage net. I have no doubt now that Kalia has reached the same conclusion. The Airport with you, Longpoint. That is where you will find our wayward assessor. Very well. Let's go check out those nets, why don't we? Take to the air. Yo. What are we looking for exactly? Aha, here's our friend. Yes, combat pattern 256 should serve to cover all expected contingencies. You never know when you'll have to nullify a thaumaturge or two. My retrieval strategy is complete. Longpoint, it's good of you to come. I was unable to calculate for certain if you would piece together my movements in time. Very little is certain when so many variables are involved. But there is good news. This prisoner here was kind enough to confirm that the trader who salvaged the Morning Star's jettisoned cargo did indeed retrieve a tome, matching the description of my lost grimoire. Lemenson law and the policies of Melvin's Gate would support the confiscation of goods connected to an official inspection, but alas, my personal belongings do not fall under that definition. Thus, I intend to launch an unofficial offensive against this black marketer and his cronies. Marketeer. The peddler has already departed for Candlekeep Key. It is time I gathered to me such allies as I possess, and I count you among them, Longpoint. Despite the nature of this endeavor, Mistress Tubergeim has offered me her cooperation. If you would, pray join her at Ocean's Embrace. That is where we shall ambush the disreputable Keekern. I guess the Keekern are the rat folks. Where is Ocean's Embrace? Well, where are we? Is that a zone border there, or... Aren't we right here? Are we like right here? I guess we're not right there. Time to go back to Marabi Docks. Take me away. Skyward again. Let us zoom on over. It's nice to see these spikes and corals from above. It looks like something very dramatic happened over there, doesn't it? Got a Kiln of the First Flame vibe to it. Or maybe it's just natural growth. What is nature where ether's involved? Hello, Tubergeim. Greetings, Longpoint. Your arrival completes our small company. You are equipped for battle, I trust. We do not await Kalia's arrival. Once the Keekern appears on the bridge, we will spring our ambush. The strategy for trapping our target relies on the two allies we've concealed on the other side of the ravine. The Pincer maneuver was naturally the Foreseer's idea. As for the target himself, the Keekern is known as a careful and cautious fellow. He travels with a small retinue so as to avoid attracting attention, but do not be fooled. More bodyguards follow at a distance and will likely join the fray after hostilities ensue. Do not, however, expect any assistance from the Yellow Jackets. They cannot be seen aiding us in what amounts to a personal matter. They are willing to turn a blind eye for Kalia's sake. They're not willing to assist us in what amounts to a mugging. In any case, the Forcier's tactics account for our limited numbers and individual strengths. Victory is all but assured. Now let us take up our positions and wait for the Kikian to arrive. Sure. Just let me touch that destination. Waiting. Always waiting. Take me away. This is level 24, so this might be our second to last before we get to be a Summonado. Should probably have turned music back on. Oh well. Look at these mesmer-ass motherfuckers. I've played this level in Nier. Duty commenced. Defeat Kikaroon's mercenaries and retrieve the more filthy ambushers. They want Kikaroon's Sparkly's ambush back. Your foul blade is a trade is a blight on Limsa Laminsa. Surrender your goods at once. I mean, he's just a peddler. Not doing any harm, is he? It was just salvage. I mean, it was just stuff sitting in the sea. Did you try talking to him? Did you say, hey, that's important to me, could I have it back? Maybe try reimbursing him, see how much he wants for it. Could certainly start by just trying to buy it. There are many options here beside manslaughter. This is not manslaughter, this is murder. This is fully premeditated. There is nothing impassioned about this. Pop. It does feel nice to detonate them when they got the dots on them. Kikaroon no scared. Kikaroon have scary spell slingers. Wasteful. Where's the spell slingers? The mind conjurers. Just as clearly predicted. We shift to combat pattern 158. Long point. Focus on the conjurers and blunt their heels. Where are they? Oh, these guys. The lizard men. They're like hot lizard men though? That's the question. I think they're not. I think they're like creepy, weird new lizard men. A terrible shame. The menacing mercenaries. Detonate. The bed with each and every one of them. I like to think that they're okay. Huh. Whoa, this is a whole other... I guess they were holding them off. There you go. That's the stratagem portion of the evening. I think this guy's about to explode. Yes, indeed. Down with the mercenary. Oh, a whole new crew. This guy just got a whole army walking behind him. No, be late for business. What? The business be bad for you. This business be bad for you. So many words. Long point decimal thaumaturge. Where's the thaumaturge? Even a lone mage can wreak untold havoc. Focus your attacks on the weak thaumaturge first. Well, who is it? Which one is the wizard? This one's the wizard. He's melancholic. Well, we should improve his mood. Let's get the old blood flowing, why don't we? Talk to me about your humans. Or mage. I don't think that we need to dot that dude up at all there. He's not gonna last. At the end of everything, hold on to anything, because we won't last. We done? We clear? That appears to be the last of them. Now to find the Forcier's grimoire. Who wants to bet that it's missing? I'm gonna use this cart. After we've murdered a bunch of people whose only crime was selling salvage. Hey, we found Kalia's grimoire after all. It's not an item? Come on, everything's an item in this game. Everything's an item, and everything's a roguelike. Well executed, everyone. Were you able to retrieve my grimoire? Long point, pray hand over the tome. Here you go. A little known skill of the conjurators. It's ruined. My wonderful grimoire is ruined. The probability of repairing this degree of damage is 0. Even the most brilliant strategy cannot undo the ravages of seawater. Oh, I've never felt so defeated. I believe it's time I returned home. Sorry, Kalia. Leave her be. But how can I? He's right, Esthora. You must allow Kalia time to process her loss. And you have other matters to which you must attend. Come Long Point, it is time we return to the guild as well. It wasn't Tubergheim, was it? I guess it probably was. We failed in our a little comedy German accent. Let's head on back. Let's report in to the Arcanists Guild. Tubergheim, we need to do more for our friend. Will she recover from the loss of her totem? Not quite the victory we imagined, was it? The moment Kalia beheld its soaked and tattered grimoire, you could see the light of hope die in her eyes. There is, however, something you can do. Call upon your aid soon, but in the meantime you'll be well served to deepen your knowledge of Arcanima. Good. Hey, we actually got an upgrade from that one, I think. Oh shit. Show me the mask. Oh, it looks absolutely fucking horrible. That's a shame. The icon looks cool. Maybe if we dyed it, but it's still kind of too small. You really don't want like the partial face mask. That's intolerable. Just give us the gold, please. Thank you. Let's swap in this new book, though. Recommended gear. Hey, new book. I'm liking this book. I'm enjoying the look of this book. I guess one of the oddities about this game, coming from Dark Souls, is that all of these inventory items have descriptions, and none of the equipment does. It's getting quite late. Next up is Grimoire Fandango. Level 25. Nope, this is not our Ascension quest. Acting Guildmaster Tubergheim wants our assistance. If you come to ask about Kalia's condition, the Foreseer is unchanged. She walks about as if all joy in life has been leached from her soul. I believe the only one who can help her now is the same person who broke Kalia out of her shell the first time. I have said Guildmaster. And though I'm leery of the coincidence, the man himself has at long last been spotted. Should you seek out his last location, it is unlikely he was to be there. And even should you catch him, he may not deign to speak with you. Nevertheless, this may be our only chance. I travel to the Memorunes trading post in Upper Noskia and speak with anyone who might have seen our Guildmaster. And one more thing, though he prefers us not to use it for some inexplicable reason, our leader's name is Kritia. Good, let's go talk to Crid. Let's get Crid. Is either of these closer than the other? I don't know. Take me back to Aelbord. And here we are. Hey, it's Gegaroon. But we're not looking for him, we're looking for the witness. Afternoon, sir. I was the one who sent word to your guild about spotting your leader. It's a right rare sight to see Crid Tia roaming about. He asked me the way to Talos. Could be he was seeking to speak with a scholar who lives out there. We are falling apart. Let's put ourselves back together. So I had to come out here for that. At least it's close. At least it is close. Also, this is a lovely place. Seeing these places from a position of peerage as opposed to peering up from below does really change the vibe immeasurably, not least because it doesn't feel like terrible obstacles. Those fucking crystals, those floating... What do they call them? Oh, they call them land moats or something in Forgotten Realms 4th edition, I think. They're like, oh, one of the things about the Forgotten Realms is there's floating bits of rock around now. They're called land moats. This is an important named feature of our fantasy setting. No offense to the Forgotten Realms 4th edition development team. That was goofily specific. Door. Hey, it's Tangatonga. We love to see it. Hello there. Why, yes, I did receive a visit from a gentleman identifying himself as the Arcanist Guildmaster. An odd fellow, but obviously possessed of a well-rounded education. As it so happens, he bid me pass on a message to anyone who came searching for him. Reunited, the 3 slips of parchment hold the problem to the solution. The guildmaster mentioned that the slips of parchment are concealed among the bones of Talios. I suppose you were expected to search for them. Cool. Let's go check out those bones. Bone me up, Scotty. We can fly everywhere. It's great. Hidden parchment, but it's enormous. It's the size of my entire torso. How well can you hide such a thing? Found. Located. Tucked away underneath the ribcage. The perfect storage place, wouldn't you say, Mistress Tobakai? They've been playing with us all along. Do these hidden scripts of parchment exist in the inventory? Both sides are filled with letters and markings unlike any you've seen in Eorzea. Well, I'm not literate, as we've established. This is canon. So that's hardly a surprise. Longpoint Arrowin considers books a prop. A crutch, even. Underneath, maybe? Down below. There's spades. Horrible spades. We need not face them, but where is what we are looking for? Show me, aha. You could not hide this scroll so well. Look at this dude. He looks hostile. Oh no, I think he must be a Beastmen faction vendor thing. Got that hidden slip. Tuck that slip away. Head right back on over. So these contain the problem for the solution, was that it? Do you think that we'll unriddle this rattle? Hey Tanga Tonga. You tracked down those 3 slips of parchment. Yes, we have. Interesting. They actually exist. To be perfectly honest, I thought you'd been sent on a wild dodo chase. Let's have a look at these, shall we? We're well penned in ancient Allegan, no less. It's an ancestral civilization, very important. Fortunately for you, I have a passing familiarity with the script. Seek the box at Fool's Falls. Dance a jig for your wooden audience. Claim the secret from the opened heart. Most cryptic set of instructions, I must say. Do you intend to follow them? This guildmaster of yours certainly enjoys his games. / dance before the old wooden box at Fool's Falls. So all 3 of those clues are for one thing, huh? Well, suits me fine. When do I get to learn how to lock boxes in preparation for an emote? The lid of the box is jammed shut, but what if I danced? Hey. I'm dancing. The box rattles and thumps about as if something within seeks to be freed. It appears the lid has been loosened somewhat. Open the box. Uh-oh. We've got company. They were like not hostile. We're cutting down these poor slugs for nothing. They bore us no ill will. Poof, hiccup situation. Tree slugs. We are suffering. Let's not stand it anymore, Yogies. How about we throw ourselves a heal, why don't we? Do ourselves a kindness. Throw the dots on. Bring out the Veil. Instant blast. Boom. Get fucked. You got fucked. Now we can finally open this box, except it's not interactable, so I'd like to know. There we go. The old wooden box. Find us a parchment inside. If there are answers you would seek, then to the trading post now go. Before the owner be not meek, with your 2 feet provide a show. Anytime games don't completely fuck up the meter in poetry, I am a happy boy. Happy dragon. Friendly lizard. Look at that outpost over there. Yeah, this flying thing was imminently worth $25. Not even just for the speed, but just because I would not be appreciating these areas if I were wandering around them with the trees obscuring everything up above. I would simply be staring at the ground, appreciating nothing. Junkmonger. So there seems to be a big fixation on dance here as an important part of learning to summon the ancient horrors. Here we go. Hello. Ooh, I hear applause. Kritia. Ah, now that was most entertaining. I must have something to amuse me during these little jaunts back to civilization, you understand. Based on my evaluation of your abilities, though, I calculated that you would arrive at this point somewhat earlier. You balked at the dancing, didn't you? Never expected you to be so shy. Long Point Arrow is anything but shy. He puts himself forward incessantly. Another little variable to add to your list of characteristics. I keep extensive mental notes on all the guild's members, you see. As an arcanist, it was a simple matter to engineer events so that I might meet you face to face. After all, strategy is a tool to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. I've heard that one before. And I do so enjoy seeing others dance in the palm of my hand, as it were. You seem like a sociopath, buddy. Here, you may have this. Think of it as payment for your performance. Could you come talk to my depressed friend, though? She seems to really hold you in high regard, and, no? Though you might consider passing the tome on to Kalia. That is the reason you sought me out, was it not? She needs one touched by a sufficiently mean twink. Before you give Kalia the grimoire, though, I must insist that you dance for her. I will know if you don't. Well, I believe it. This man has dance-detecting powers. Oh, that turned into a real yawn immediately. All this banal interaction has simply exhausted me. It's time I return to my studies. He should be Tim Curry. You, on the other hand, should travel forthwith to the anchor yard at Limsa. Beware, Long Point. We shall meet again. I'm 100% certain of it. I promise we're not going to do too many voices, unless we do. The question is, how embarrassing do I find it listening back to my own voices? And the answer is, well, I guess we've got an episode full of, Tubakaim. Now also the intrusion of Tim Curry. To see exactly how embarrassing I find it. Back to Kalia in the anchor yard. I don't know how to get there, and I can't fly there. You ready for this? You're gonna cease to exist momentarily, my good friend. So how the fuck do we get down there? Looks like the aft castle is the Ethernet that we'll want to hit. Hey, take me along. I just keep getting Disneyland vibes from these buildings. I don't know. Disneyland, Japan. There's kind of a fascinating subculture of amusement park exploration videos on YouTube. I've only encountered a few, but it seems like there's a rich environment there. And I'd kind of like to see more. I'm not a big amusement park guy myself, but I do enjoy anything that creates an immersive sense of unreality. And the theme park is the closest thing to a fully virtualized reality that we can create. Well, I guess that and a cultish religious behavior. Kalia. My mind is ordinarily a whirlwind of probabilities and feints and counterattacks, but now there's naught but silence. This is how it once used to be, and perhaps how it will always be from now on. What if I danced for you? Would this making light of your pain just make you feel better? Were you always one for dancing? I don't recall any such Ah. You've met with our guildmaster, haven't you? Have you met with the guildmaster? That would explain your odd behavior. He does so enjoy seeing people perform acts of frivolity, because he's a sociopath, my dear. But what could have spurred our reticent guildmaster to speak to you in person? He wanted to help you. The leather binding of this recently crafted tome is uncracked. Its pages still crisp. Don't you mean iron binding? They seem to be metal books. Polk. He gave you this grimoire to give to me. Uncanny. It is identical to the tome I received the first time I ever met our leader. You have my thanks, Longpoint. The Guildmaster is fond of games and mischief, and I understand the troublesome trials he likely put you through before deeming you worthy of his attention. With this gift, though, his message to me is abundantly clear. I am to shape reality into the one I desire. And that means defeating Dozmaga. Gods, my mind is alive again with strategies. I must have time to think. Pray inform Mistress Tubergheim of my return to duty. Uh-huh. Well, let's do it. Let's return to Mistress Tubergheim, why don't we? Mistress Tubergheim, you said it was all about signs and stratagems, but I've learned a thing or two about psychology. Here, let me dance for you. Easter egg. Unlock the power level mode? Come on, this has worked on everybody else so far. Not a fucking flutter of an eyelash. She is unmoved. Kalia has recovered from her despondency. This is wonderful news, and we have you to thank for it. It is unfortunate, however, that both Kalia and our guildmaster are possessed of such impenetrable personalities. But at least in the case of a Foreseer, we have an inkling as to the nature of the cage that imprisons her. I continue to hope that a partnership with you should gradually pry those bars apart. Return to your training Longpoint and prepare yourself for the demanding tactics Kalia is sure to formulate in the days ahead. Hey, another upgrade to our weapon. Everything else still sucks. You know, we've upgraded our weapon who knows how many times. Twice in as many levels. Sinking Dozmaga. Now that sounds promising. Yeah, required level 30. We'll get Bane. Oh, it doesn't say we'll get the class token, though. It must be another quest, too. This was just finished it. I've been expecting you, Longpoint. As long as ever Kalia's predictions prove accurate almost down to the moment, and her mind is especially sharp for such a dangerous confrontation in the offing. The Yellow Jackets have contacted us with word of Dozmaga. It appears his merchant vessel is presently anchored off the coast of Bloodshore. Once the pirate's business there is concluded, rumor has it he intends to embark on an extended voyage to the east. It'll be some time before he returns once more to Limsa Minsa. If we pass up this opportunity, Kalia will lose her chance to settle the score with Dozmaga. We risk the Foreseers stumbling once more into the blackest melancholy. Simply getting close enough to Dozmaga would prove difficult. Kalia has, however, already formulated a solution to set a grand strategy into motion. Your first task in this undertaking is to travel to Costa del Sol and deliver this set of directions to a fisherman by the name of Rizan. More instructions will be forthcoming. Good, good. I love travel. The other cool thing about this unlock is that we've got all of the teleportals, so we never really need to walk anywhere for the first time, which maybe is a loss. Maybe that's a loss. I don't know if we've been here yet, or if this is somewhere wholly new. I think this is somewhere new. Wow, check out those sky textures. Could be nicer. It could be nicer. Costa del Sol. Well, it seems like it's not really in a mood to be seen right now anyway. So what did we really miss by just blipping here in the blink of a beat? Hello, inner quiet. Hey, Meadow Reaper. Waratsuki Yorihime. Cafe. What's your pet? Show me your pet. God damn it, let me see the creature. It's a little chibi thing, who knows. Hey, Rilzern. Rilzern? What is it you want, lad? As you can see, I have my hands full with me fishing. Short list of orders drafted by Melvin's gate assessor Kalia. Here it is. Ah, thanks for that. I've been told to expect you. Here, take one of me your earrings and deliver to the cook, Opelona. Opilona. Opilona. Is that her over there? No. That's her over there. So fucking fast, it feels good. It is yet to stop feeling good. This game is so fixated on making everything slow. Yes, and how might I help you? Master Gigaruju is expecting his supper any moment now. Herring so fresh it still flaps its fins in one final desperate attempt to propel itself from your pack, through the air, and back into the sweet salt water it once called home. You don't need to humanize dinner, please. It has no needs, no desires. It's meat. A fresh herring, why the master does enjoy a bite of broiled fish of an evening. This might even earn me a few extra coins for this week's wages. Well, you have earned yourself one of my homemade eel pies. I should tell you, though, your Arcanist colleague was quite insistent that you take the pie to Master Gigaruju, rather than scoff it down yourself. You scoff food? You just scarf food, wouldn't you? I'll be getting Gigaruju into a pliant mood. Hey, Geg. Big G. And what brings you to my, and I use the term facetiously, humble abode, dear sir? Such a heavenly aroma are you perchance carrying an eel pie about your person? How commendable that you should research the delicacies that tickle my fancy before daring to intrude upon my most ponderous of ponderings. Speaking of ponderous, well, I was speaking of it at least. I have a hefty purse of gil to persuade you to relinquish that claim on your pastry. The culinarian Opilona, have you believe her homemade eel pie is far more delicious than Mother Mioun's realm-famous handmade eel pie. Her homemade eel pie versus handmade eel pie. One moment, if you will, says Pabula. I've been instructed by a Melvin's Gate assessor to hand over this message to whoever delivers an eel pie to Master Gigaruju. This seems like needless levels of tradecraft, with many potential points of failure. Take the purse you receive from Master Gigaruju and hand it to the dancer Aelgdith as she prepares to return home from Kalia. Think about it. Think about it, Erwin. Don't let anything slip between those sweet horns of yours. Horn ears. Aelgdith. Yes, if you're looking for a dancer, then I would first see your coin. I've 3 children to feed and no time to waste on idle chat. A leather purse filled to bursting with gil. Oh my, that is quite a purse. My precious darlings will eat like kings this week. And such a simple job as well. I was told to expect you, you see. In return for the coin, I am to give you these. The leather satchel is from Mikote, friend, and the pareo is from me. That last item you are to deliver to Drogo, the warehouse foreman. All right. The veil of mystery surrounding this otherwise ordinary sack is so thick it could suffocate an oryx. I see, it's all worth it. A colorful cotton undergarment worn for countless summers by the dancer Aelgdith. Oh, great. Then it's not worth it anymore. In a single breath, really. Hello, Drogo. I ain't got time for the likes of you. If I don't get me work squared away soon, the master will have me out on a pike. You got summer for me, you say? Yes, have these panties. Enjoy them. Here now, ain't this Aelgdith's pareo? Then Mikote last said something bring me a gift I couldn't refuse, and stick me with a pitchfork if she weren't telling the God's own truth. Here, you're supposed to have this bottle of wine. Take it to the Flying Shark and pour a cup for the sailors that are drinking there. That's what she told me to tell you, any road. I watched me back if I was you, though, son. Them sailors are the meanest bunch of cutthroats I ever did see. We ended up on something better than we wanted to be intended, imagined that we would. Somebody who's gonna say son like that makes me think of Milo from Trash Future. Have we done enough yet? You want me to taste your wine, eh? Well, now I ain't one to pass up free grog. Wine so old, no one alive can remember when it was bottled. The cork appears to still be intact. Lemlayon's Tates. Now that's a bloody fine drop. We ship this stuff to the east, we'll be selling bottles by the crate. You're coming with us back to the Morning Star. The captain will want to have a word with you. Oh, okay, so we were infiltrating. This is our target now. Very good. There's a good lad. And as for you, Miss Dancer, you stick close to old Here's Scrats. Gets damn cold on them long sea voyages. Bare your teeth. Ooh, materialize. Maybe the music should be on for this. This is the problem. Cutscene music should be different. Shh, we'll talk later. Oh, it was Kalia. I didn't recognize her. I am the dolt, the goof, the fool. Allow me to play the fool for a moment. Herxcrat. He's over there. Goddamn. Just celebrating aerial approach every single day. Every docks. Herxcrat. You ready then? We'll be off as soon as the boat's landed. Yeah, it was level 34, shit. Well, we're level 35, I think, so we're sinking down, not up. Do you sync up? I don't know. Probably not. Point is, it's meant to be hard, but it shouldn't be so for us because we are over-leveled like a bad boy. He looks very, dynamic there, seated that way. Alright, Slave Leia. A fine grog and a fine woman. The captain will be pleased with this haul. Pledge not stare so. This is the most expedient method of gaining access to the ship. I will take that satchel from you now. You may have it back after I take the items I need. Thank you, I love this sack. Can't go sackless. That ring. Hey, what mischief are you two about? Well, you want in on it? You got a tongue, don't you? I was merely borrowing some clothes. You wouldn't wish me to catch a chill out in this brisk ocean air, would you? You'll be dancing yourself warm once we get to the ship, lass. Someone in my Discord server just said, "Good Christ." Let's move. Without the music, it's just hauntingly still. We could have ambient audio, you know. We could have sea sounds, anything. You better slip off that ratty robe before you meet the captain. Pull it off to reveal your knives. Of course, of course. The knives, Mikote, Kaliash. The knives, dear. Ooh. Bonk. I'll be happy to show him the performance that awaits. Forks out, boys. The bitch Admiral's lapdog. Come back for that lesson, have ye? It is I who shall be teaching this day. My lecture will focus on the manipulation of reality through applied strategy. Enough of this damn yapping. By the time I'm done with you, you remember who your real master is. Ooh, naughty. Music back. Alright, is everybody hyped? We're gonna get this barber. Magic circle grants you the effects of vulnerability down. Okay, so the circle is our friend. Long pump. This geometry will turn the tide of battle. Good, let's get revenge. Justice? Let's call it justice. You don't want to call things revenge if you don't have to. Yes. Oh, don't stand in the murder spot. Goodbye, Morning Star, fella. Could y'all fight somewhere where I can actually see the enemy? That's just my preference. I do like my foe in my sights. So what does this order do? Create a barrier around you that absorbs damage, totaling 30% of your max health. That's cool. For 30 seconds. Oh, that's great, actually. That is a huge amount. Fight your worthless sea slugs, that'll kill all the lot of ya. Let's see if we can get this gunner down. Got both our dots on him now, and pop him. Then bring out another instant there with a charge. Then destroy him. Can I see this guy over here? Yeah, the top one. Zoop. After a certain point, there's not much to say. These encounters could be more varied. I kind of expected this spot to move, if nothing else. It may yet. Ruin 101. Just dropping the normal-ass dots on him. Let's charge up our death meter here so that we've got it ready to go. We've got a new target with a little more health on him. Down here on our ether gauge. Fell asleep. You rabid little cur. Our numbers matter not. It is strategy that will win this battle. Prepare yourself, Dozmaga. With your defeat, will I cast off the shackles you closed on my soul? You think so, I think your fancy magics are a match for my blade. You've got another thing coming. Yeah, I do think they are, though. I think that it's scaled so that they are. Oh my god, something is happening. Oh, I thought it was a cutscene, but it was just us being behind them. That's amazing. I love that. That is very funny. So you can handle a few dex skags. Me axe will carve your pretty plans into bloody ruin. Wow, that's extremely threatening, sir. I need you to dial that down. We're all friends here. No need to be extra. The poor Topman just obliterated. Dozmaga Poisonard. Pop out a zillion instant casts, why don't we? Oh, I'm just gonna soak it. Fuck it. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we didn't need to. Yeah, that was very forgiving. Although I think it said we got a dodge, so maybe we didn't move out and we just got lucky. Let's move. Who knows how brutal those attacks might be? I choose not to find out. I am incurious about such things. I choose to live a life where I never need to know. Duty complete. Do. Dozmaga now faces defeat. He will flee to the Starboard Rail. I hope that's anything like the same voice you did for him the first time, because it's been half an hour and I don't remember. Obvious. Next comes his attempt to escape into the sea. So I put fucking bombs in the escape boats, the lifeboats. You think you're pulling me strings, do you? You think I'll dance to your tune? I'm falling for your bloody tricks. Well, hey! Landed in a shark. It is this exact moment that he notices the yellow jackets I had you summon in my explicit instructions to Rilzern. Hopefully that happened. Maybe we should have just summoned them ourselves, you know. Yipe.
We've got you surrounded. This is the Yellow Cops.
There we go. Finally, the music coming out of the cutscene in an appropriate place and validating our decision to turn it on sometimes. You were a fool to return, Dozmaga. I hear you're fond of shackles, so we brought a set especially for you.
Oh.
Weeping, wailing, the gnashing of teeth. He's looking depressed. Let him keep his axe, though. I mean, that's service. And that's our friend, right? Hush. Fucking updating tickets to notify me they're closed at 2 in the morning. That's unnecessary. I do not need that data. Thus concludes today's lecture. What is it we said at the end of Dark Souls 2? Thus endeth the lesson. Thank you, Longpoint. This strategy would not have succeeded without your flawless execution, which suggests that my tactics yet require more work. One must allow for some small deviation in performance. I believe, though, that I now understand where my calculations went awry. It is not enough to wish to shape reality. One must also have a complete understanding of the reality one wishes to obtain. It is time I sought out our guildmaster. That's the fastest way? You're just gonna swim? Listen, I guess if you know what reality you want, you can just... Okay, she just concussed herself on this boat. Pray convey to Mistress Tubagai my fondest wishes, my appreciation for all that she's done for me. You're not gonna see her in a week. I mean, you're still working with the guild. The true test of my strategies now begins. Mysterious boat steering woman. Is that Tifa in her fancy dress? So, to my intense surprise, I have to say I actually really liked that. That worked in exactly the way that I have expected Final Fantasy XIV to work, which is to say, it's kind of fucking tedious. Kind of makes you wander around doing things forever that don't necessarily feel all that of moment, but every individual piece of it is pretty charming. And the characters do work and are developed over kind of a protracted period of time, where you perhaps become frustrated with them, which makes the capacity of them to grow and kind of experience this change more meaningful and satisfying. And it's why the game sort of does need the glacial pace that it has. In taking its time, it enables you to have these deeper feelings about the characters that it sticks you with. Simple little story, basic kind of a damaged child avenging themselves, injusticing themselves as an adult, freeing themselves of the chains of their captor. Nothing complicated going on there, but it was not badly told. That was okay, really. Sick. Let's go back. And I really do think that we need to unlock the summoner class before we finish for the night. Though it grows late, es ist schon spät. Es ist schon spät. Es wird schon kalt. Dass es kalt würde. Dass es kalt werden würde. Ist das denn richtig? Ich weiß es nicht. Anyway, what are we doing? We are going to teleport over to turn in this quest with the guild mistress. Yoop. Rabahara. Rabahara sounds more like a cat's name to me. Tubergeim. Welcome back, Longpoint. There's much I would ask you, but first, may I have the satchel you received during your assignment? And there's no more underwear in it. I checked. May I have the satchel you received during your assignment? The veil of mystery so thick. Here you go. I thought it was just her quick change costume bag. The original owner needs her costume back, you see. I'll make sure everything is returned safe and sound. Oh, it's Tubergeim. She's a closet exotic dancer. Now, let us speak of Kalia. I'm glad to know that she's finally free to serve to pursue her heart's desires. Desires singular. You are to thank for awakening the Foreseer to herself imposed fetters. I guess just knowing about them was enough. The brilliance of Kalia's strategy served to blind her to her own feelings, and it pained me to see her suffer so. Your example may even encourage Kalia to improve her combat abilities, although such will surely come in time. After all, she intends to study under the Guildmaster's direct instruction. Imagine those two obsessive arcanists and the complexity of the tactics they would develop. It may very well be that your actions in bringing them together will prove the catalyst that sparks a new era of invention in the art of Arcanima. You too should look to the improvement of your discipline if you want to keep pace with all that is certain to follow. To that end, I offer you a new technique, one that allows you to affect a wide swath of the battlefield and drain the life force of your foes. Yeah, it's got weird limitations on it though. You spread your dots, but it also is only 60% duration, which is not great. I mean, it's fine, I guess. It seems like a needless imposition. The Velveteen Bind. Well, that's a hideous color, but kind of a cool piece, I guess. Altered Velveteen Hose. Oh, that would actually be an upgrade. Let's go with that then. Give me my hose. We can have the powder blue and the pale salmon pink. And it really is masculinity in all seasons. Thank you. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade our gear again. Oh, yep, there we go. Oh, that is absolutely awful. Look what a devil we've become. We're gonna have to figure out how to do transmog soon. I kind of remember, but it would be out of the way to go and mess around with it. What is this quest you have, Muri? Forgotten but not gone, and Austerities of Flame. Now, Austerities of Flame, that sounds to me. Well, so what's Forgotten but not gone? Gone but not forgotten is the Scholar Unlock quest. That is the healing branch. We'll do it someday, but not now and not soon. Tubagaim. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let me summon that flame boy. Greetings, Longpoint. It is well you have come, for we have an intriguing matter to discuss. A request has come to our guild from the Sons of Saint Koinach, an organization of some of the finest minds in Eorzea. They've asked for you by name. It appears the research the Sons are currently conducting would benefit from the assistance of an arcanist, specifically one who has had tempering experience. Okay, nope, can't do this yet. We haven't done this. No, spoilers. Spoilers. You do have to have defeated Ifrit for this to make sense. God damn it, no, we're abandoning this quest. We can't do it until we've done that. We must do the MSQ. I'm gonna accept this and screenshot it because my friend kept asking me about, I kept asking my friend if the Summoner quest line was tied to MSQ progress narratively. And he said, no, it's not. There's no way it is, but Ifrit is coming in the MSQ. And I was like, surely that means that it would come after that. It doesn't have to, I guess, but maybe it would have to actually, because we are flagged as having completed that quest. Anyway, point is, we're not going to be doing this now because we haven't earned it yet. We need to beat an Ifrit before we can progress any further here. So let us abandon this quest again for now. I will post this screenshot to my smug buddy. This is Rook. We know Rook, the one who gifted us our wonderful Oryx Okapi. No, Oryx Ibex. No, Ibex is a bird. Is it? That's an ibis. Ibex is the creature. Oryx Ibex. And that also frees us up to call this 2:30 a.m. recording complete. And well needed because I'm about ready to collapse. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon.